This is Chris and Codes, and I'm coding every day until I become a web developer. And today, I was thinking about a lot of different things today. A lot of um, just I woke up this morning. I instantly started cleaning because I was like, I do not want us to be cleaning before or too close before or after Christmas. And I want to go into the New Year's with a clean house and a nicely cut lawn. So I mowed some grass. I cleaned my room, the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and I um, again mowed the grass. The front doesn't need to be cut, but I will be weed eating the front. Just trim it up a bit because usually when you give it a good trim, it looks nice. Let me get a sip of that H2O. Um, I thought I would. There's been a lot on my mind recently. Um, most half of this is probably going to be me talking about life stuff, and then the other half is going to be me coding. But I try to do at least. I try to code every single day, at least an hour. I know I have been feeling a little kind of weird lately, but I always try to say, okay, I'm just gonna do some bit to move forward, regardless of what's going on. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna continue to post these videos no matter what. So if I'm either gonna code, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna do something that's gonna move the meter every single day. Um, but what I want to talk about today is I feel like today, last night, let me show y'all something. I probably like, I'm too naked. No, I got shorts on. I got shorts on. Shorts. Bam. I'm not naked. So last night, I I got in one of these. It's like a sleeping bag that I got from the American Legion post. Um, and last night for a couple of hours, I just slept in nature, in the cold. It was very cold in Texas, and a lot of people think you're crazy for doing that, but it gave me a lot of. I felt like for some reason I was having the urge recently to sleep outside in the cold and just be outside. So I was like, let me just go ahead and do that, and I think it did me some good. Um, you know, I think about there were so many times in my life where I was alone, where I didn't have anybody, where I didn't have anything, where I didn't know what was going to happen the next day. I didn't know if I was going to eat the next day. I couldn't call on family or friends. And I experienced a several bouts of homelessness during my 20s. And there's never a day where I wake up, especially these days, where I wake up and I'm in a home and I have a caring family, caring support system, and I'm like, oh my God, look how different this is. Look how radically this has changed. How it's literally done a 360. And I know there were so many times where I wanted to give up. And I'm like, if I knew that it was going to be this good, I think it would have changed my perspective and the way I move. But then again, I don't think I would have been able to appreciate it as much if I didn't go through what I went through. That's not to say that everybody has to go through certain things to appreciate. I think you can come to a maturity and begin to appreciate things. H2O. Um, but this morning I was talking to somebody and they were telling me everything that happened over the weekend, all the news that was going down. And I was just like, oh my God. And it was like one horrible event after another. This thing at this university, this thing in this country, this couple, this, that, and the other. And I read it and I was like, man, we just woke up on a Monday morning. I ain't trying to go through all this. Um, so for some reason, I just looked up some sites that had positive news on it, and I was like, okay, I like this. There's so much positivity going on in the world, and I have a friend. Sorry, I'm rambling. I have a friend, and he's been really negative lately. Um, very negative. And I tell him, we can focus on the positive. And then he said, I just can't go around thinking that just ignoring everything and feeling like the world is great and just ignoring the bad. I said, I think it's very powerful when you acknowledge the evils of the world, but then make, with intent, to you make a decision to live life in a way that conforms to who you want to be, rather than bending to that toxicity that seems to permeate from every pore of society. I understand that it's bad out there, but I really can't control all that. The best thing that I've learned that I can do with the little time that I have on this planet is to at least make the lives of the people around me a little bit easier. At least give what I can while I'm here, and then eventually pass away. That's all that I can do. I can't I'm not everybody's going to be this grand social warrior, this grand person that's going to influence, the masses, and nor does everyone need to be that. But I think it's like those small drops create an ocean, and our lives can amount to an ocean if we choose for it to be. We can drip by drip, drop by drop, brick by brick, build and become something more than what we started out as. And we can also, instead of thinking that we either we do nothing or we do everything, we can at least make some people's lives a little bit better. We don't have to always go out there and give money and um, give a turkey and donate all of this and do all of these grand things and join the Peace Corps and stuff, join the military, whatever. You can give a friend an ear. You could give somebody a ride within reason. you could you could just call and check on somebody. It's that easy. Small things, they add up. Those small things add up. And I promise you, I swear that people remember those things. In those very serious times when they're really reflecting, they remember those things. And it's those things that keep people alive and keep them afloat. So why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this because I've come into an appreciation of life, an appreciation of the process, and an appreciation of work. And when I say work, I don't just mean the 9 to 5 grind that we all are forced to subscribe to in one way or another to support our survival. But I mean the work that we like to do, the work that truly keeps us alive, getting into that groove of coding or singing or creating art or doing mathematics, doing homework, studying, exercising. Those moments where we just become the task. we become what we need to do to accomplish the task. We become something different in the process. And I think those are the moments where we kind of transcend what we think we are and we become what we can be. We become the possibility and we become the outcome and we become the input and we become the output and we become all of the factors and all of the necessary methods needed to accomplish whatever we need to accomplish. And I've come into great appreciation of doing the work and showing up every single day. It feels good. And it feels good to know that I'm working towards something bigger than myself, that my success means the success of other people, that the success of those other people means the success of the people around them, and slowly but surely that begins to trickle out and reverberate across people's lives, time, space. And so I don't think we necessarily have to be the biggest, be the baddest, be the most successful, have the most money, have the biggest house, have the biggest car. But I think the best thing that we can do is with our time here, at least try to live in a way that we feel betters the lives of not only it betters our experience, but it's also something that we can look back on and say, okay, I did the right thing. It's a life where you can happily sleep at night and know that you did the right thing. Maybe it wasn't the easiest thing, but it was definitely something that won't keep you up at night at the end of your days. And I think those are the lives that's the true gift. The true gift is knowing that you can sleep at night, not having those haunting feelings of, because I know there's people that are like that. I remember there were things that I did in my 20s where I was like, I can't sleep. I feel like I did wrong and da 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 da. And a lot of that was trauma and a lot of other things. H2O. But now I go to sleep and I actually dream. Actually dream, and I take control of those dreams. I don't let those dreams happen to me. I don't let reality happen to me. If anything, I'm happening to reality. Life, I'm living life. My life isn't, or is my life living me? I don't know. I'm here and I'm also observing. I'm the audience and I'm the performer. What am I rambling on about? I don't know. I just have a lot of thoughts. And ever since I started posting every day, sometimes when I press record and then I press stop recording, I just upload that thing. I don't watch it. I just upload that thing. I don't be worried about all that. This is a catalog so that I can look back and see the process. Well, what's the moral of this whole story? What am I trying to tell you guys? What am I trying to say to my future self? What am I saying to you, future Kristen? I guess what I'm saying is that I know that you will be a much wiser, more evolved form of myself, a lot more sophisticated in your oh my goodness, I'm looking at my hairline. What is that, brother? What is that? Cutting off my dreads was a Britney Spears moment, but whatever. Um, what am I saying? What am I saying? I think for a large part of my life, I let life happen to me instead of me happening to life. I existed, but I didn't necessarily truly experience with the intent of experiencing. And I've had enough time recently to really reflect on that. And I think that it's so that despite the horrible things I went through in my late teens and 20s, and even a little bit into my 30s, I'm so glad that I've had this time to think, to reflect. Huh. And so when I see those, when I see, sometimes I think, man, I should have did this when I was 19. I should have posted when I was 19. But then I remember my emotional state at that point. I could have only been consistent and maintained consistency at this point in my life. I wasn't emotionally there yet. Let me fix this road. Boop. Get my phone. I could have only, because there's some days, like everybody, there's some days where I don't want to turn on this camera. I don't want to do this. I'll just be like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Like today, I woke up, I was cleaning. I'm like, I'm tired. I cleaned my room. I'm tired. I cleaned the kitchen. I'm tired. I cleaned the restroom. I'm tired. I cut the grass. I'm tired. I reorganized the kitchen. I'm exhausted. But it is what it is. And I guess that's my little rant for today. Um, and now we are on to coding. And a part of me feels a little insecure about the fact that this is taking me so long, but at the same time, I'm doing studying behind the scenes, and as much as I love to post this, and who doesn't like to have people look at it and respond to it, I'm also doing this for me, for real. All right. So why don't we get into it? Let's see where we left off. Did I leave myself a note? Did I leave myself a note? Next question. Okay, next question is right there. This is irritating. Should I make an array? Should I make a function that checks all of these things? I feel like we're gonna move on. All right. So let's see where we are. Oh yeah, I was looking up ashes of creation. Okay, let's put me somewhere where I am not being a menace to society. All right. So we click, and then we click. I need to make it so that when it's clicked, it stays like that. Let's see. Is there a CSS clicked state? Hold on, there's a clicked pseudo class. Nah, I remember I did this in another thing. Anyway, let's just move on. Okay, I'm not even gonna keep going, but what I will do is this question of question thing right here. I want to change that. This is the left card, the small of the left card. Let's give that an ID. Left card, small, ID, quiz, tracker. Oh no, we can't name it quiz tracker. Quiz. Quiz question number. All right, let's see. So if I do const quiz question, question number equal document dot get element by ID, and then we say quiz question number. So we got that, and then we do I wonder. Man, why does it keep doing that? See, that error would have sent me. Man, what's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you, man? All right, so we got quiz question number. All right, so how are we gonna update this? So we need to update this. We're gonna do it on the show quiz info. So I'm gonna grab quiz question number. Hold up, are we doing this? Yeah, let's do it on populate question. Yeah. Quiz question number dot text content equal question All right, so we got that. So it's question 1 of 10. And then we do that 2 of 10, 3 of 10. Then it should give an error. All right. Okay, so that's right. But we can't go to the next one. All right. That's cool. And we have the score right here. All right. So now we're going to say if current question is greater or equal to, let's just say is greater than 9, then we will do this or do that. And so what I want to do is maybe we could create a function that, let me see. We can create a function that, so we have populate question, populate options, increase or decrease score, next question, show quiz info. We need one that will show the score, show score screen. Okay. What do we want the score screen to look like? Let's look at the Figma. Figma! 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 Quiz completed. Ah, my back. So we got quiz completed. You scored. Oh yeah, and then we gotta do this. I forgot about that, man. Let's just get this done. Accessibility, quiz completed, you scored. Okay. Why don't we do some things before we get here? Actually, no. So all I would need to do is hide everything. I need a function that says show main. Okay, yeah, that works. So that's the show main. We got clear main. And we got, let's put show score screen. So we got show, clear main, show main. Hold on, wait. All right. I done messed up somewhere. Oh, okay. I took this. Clear main, show main, close this. Clear main, show main, show quiz info. Show score screen. In the score screen, we want to say we want a function that clear quiz info clear quiz info left quiz. We don't even have to do that. We can just copy this. Yeah, instead of just putting stuff, yeah, why don't we just let it be independent instead of just putting all that? So when it comes down to it, you know what? I might end this video right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm gonna work on this tonight and tomorrow because I want to be done with this. I'm tired of recording about this. I want to be done. So tomorrow I will actually talk about it instead of doing it. And then I want to move on to the next thing. So that's going to be my project for tomorrow in the morning. Wake up early, start doing this stuff, and then be done with it. So this was day, I'm going to just push what I can. I also studied a little bit today. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it right here. I know that's very sudden, y'all, but I'm having revelations, I'm having thoughts, I'm having things go through my mind, and I'm realizing that it's time to move on. I'm getting tired of this. Make this big. I'm gonna get my green square though. Yeah, yep. I sure am. I sure am gonna get that green square. Kristen codes. My goal is to finish this tomorrow and then talk about it. All right. Okay. Sorry, this was a short video. Well, actually, I'm not sorry because, hey, it is what it is. But I will continue this tomorrow, and I'll be talking. I'm going to finish this tomorrow. I'm going to talk about what I did. And that's it. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.